So the topic of today's story is Spider-Man. In case you don't know who Spider-Man is, he's a comic book character. There's been a lot of movies made about him. His real name is Peter Parker. Now, the way it starts is, he's just a regular boy. He has an Aunt May and an Uncle Ben who raise him. He goes to school, he's a little bit nerdy, he doesn't have a lot of friends. He lives kind of a normal life. And then one day, his normal life changes. He goes to the museum on a field trip, and a radioactive spider bites him. And then suddenly, he gets all the powers of a radioactive spider. So he's a man who has the relative strength of a spider, the agility, the speed of a spider. Well, guess what he does with it? He says, well, this is cool. I can jump higher, I can run up the walls, I can hang upside down. This is cool. So he started doing this, started doing that, just having fun with his life. But there was a problem. He took that skill that he had and used it in a kind of a cheating way. He went and became a wrestler. Because he's so small, everyone thought he couldn't wrestle. But he used his skills to do backflips, jump over people, throw people around, and he won all the prizes. Kind of selfish, doing it for money, trying to take advantage. Well, one day at the wrestling store, there was a bad guy who robbed the store and ran right by Spider-Man. And the boss says, help, help, get him, he stole the money, help me, help me. But Peter Parker said, it's not my problem, I'm not gonna help, I'm not gonna get involved. Well, guess what happened? That very same guy who ran away ended up robbing a car, stealing a car. And the car that he stole belonged to Uncle Ben. And he shot and killed Uncle Ben when stealing the car. Well then, Peter Parker went home and found out that Uncle Ben was killed and was so mad, was so upset that he searched everywhere for the bad guy and then found him and wanted to beat him up and wanted to kill him. And that was all the things that Spider-Man wanted to do. Now, if Spider-Man killed him, would he be a hero? Would this be the story about a hero? No. This would be the story about a bad guy. But Spider-Man didn't kill him. Do you know why? He thought about his Uncle Ben. He thought about his Aunt May and said, what would they say if they saw what I'm doing? How would they feel if they knew what I was about to do? Would killing this guy, would being a bad person, would my parents be proud of me? Would my uncle and aunt be proud of me, or would they be sad? And when he thought about how he would make his mom sad, his aunt sad, his father sad, his uncle sad, he didn't want to do anything bad. And then from the rest of his life, he remembered his uncle's teachings. With great power comes great responsibility. And even though his life was hard, he always tried to do the best. Never be lazy, never take advantage, always work hard, always try to help people. Because he remembered, his uncle died because he was doing bad and he was selfish. And so for the rest of his life, he never wanted that to happen again. So he remembered his responsibility. What can we learn from this? Some of us are kids. We're growing up. We have a long life ahead of us. We have a lot of things that we can do and have fun. But one thing that maybe we have to think about is, if we do these things, what would our parents think? Like, for example, if you come to the temple and you run around and yelling and screaming, doesn't learn, doesn't care about learning, interrupting other people, what's gonna happen when your mom or dad comes pick you up and the teacher tells them, oh, my son or daughter was not a good student? Would your mom be sad or happy? Would your parents be embarrassed or proud? We have to think about that too, of like how our actions will affect the people we love. You know why? Our moms, our dads, our brothers and sisters, we're all part of the same team. We're a family, we're part of the same team. So if one person on the team does something bad, it hurts everyone in the team. That is why we have to be responsible. We have to be responsible and do good, not just for ourselves, but also for our team. Because since we're part of a team, we have to work together. Does that make sense? Satu?